What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This time we're doing a video analysis, breaking down one of my races. This time we're doing the Indoor Liberty League 800. Conference is called the Liberty League, so that's why it's named that. But yeah, so context going into this, I got third the day before in the mile, feeling pretty good, close pretty hard. Basically just going out there, just trying to do something. I'm not really going into it. I wasn't super duper confident. I was the last guy into the fast heat, so yeah, you'll kind of see. But I'm just trying to get in some position and just try and see what happens. Yeah. So start the race off. I'm on the outside, so you're not gonna see me up here. Honestly, probably better it's just me and one other guy. Yeah. So yeah, right here, me and some Rochester guy. Basically, rather be on the outside and just cut in. Makes it a little easier for myself because I'm not really too much of an aggressive runner up front. But yes, and by the way, there will be a lot of pausing and yapping, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, let's get this restarted. So yeah, I'm just trying to. Honestly, should have been a lot closer up to this guy, but I don't know why I let him go. But yeah, so you're gonna see very common thing here. Let's wait. Yeah, if you just saw that, me getting boxed by this guy, Sean Hendricks from Rochester. I'm basically gonna be stuck behind him. Me and this guy, Ben Buffone. Me and him, my boy, we're just gonna be stuck basically behind these two guys, or just stuck for most of the race. Moving up on the turn is so it's just not smart to do. So, and the straightaway just gets clogged up because they string out again. So it's just kind of a wall that you can't really get around. So name of the game is just to be patient and just wait for an opening whenever, if it even comes. But yeah, I'm trying not to panic. Yeah, so you can kind of see there's no way I'm going to move out to lane three just to take up one or two spots when these guys can easily move up and just block me out. That doesn't make any sense and is really not smart racing strategy. So I'm just trying not to panic, just trying to stay in a decent position and just move up where I can. Yeah, this Rochester guy, I think our 400 is about like 56 mid. Yeah, so yeah, as you can see in the turn, I can't do anything because I'm not about to swing around on the turn to move up one spot when there's two guys I got to get around. Um, so yeah, this guy Ben does a much better job than me in this stage, taking the inside and just running less distance. Ideally, you want to be on the inside, not running more than you have to. Um, but yeah, in this spot's probably the place to be at this moment. Yeah, you can see it bunches up. I just get pushed out and straight away get strung out. So I just have to cover up any gap that gets made. But at this point, I'm just stuck. Me and Ben are just stuck. Can't really do anything here. So that's that. Yeah, and then you'll see here Sean Miller from Vassar will take the lead here. Pretty strong move. He's in a pretty good spot. Sitting right on the shoulder. Usually, if you're not leading, that's where you want to be because you can take charge and control the race at any point in time with just a strong move, and he makes that move in a pretty smart time. So, again, me and Ben are stuck. Can't really do anything. Yeah, John Elliott, RIT's in second now. Goes with Sean. But yeah, right here, Sean Hendricks blows up. He's at the back after this. So I just have to at this point we're going to the last lap. So I just have to take this opening and run with it, which you'll kind of see here. He's at the back, Ben keeps going. At this point in time, I'm more worried about just can I close this gap? Like how close can I make it? Because if I can make it a close race, I should be able to squeeze it out. But at this point, my biggest worry is getting around this guy, just getting up to third, and just see what happens. But yeah, so pressing him, I pass him Basically on the outside, I'm just basically just running at this point, just trying to get up to the guys up front. John makes a, I think he makes a pass off the turn here. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so as you can see, getting around him, I don't even notice Ben is even behind me at this point. I'm more just worried about closing this gap and moving up. Yeah, John makes a hard move here. Pretty smart move if you ask me. It's usually what you want to do. Not have any business coming off the turn. Just want to clean push. And right here is probably smart. This is probably, I don't know the smartest, but this is like most critical part of the race right here. I'm going to spend a little time talking about this. So I don't notice Ben on my out, or at least pushing on my outside here. You can kind of see his foot is in lane, he's in lane two. I'm still in lane one. Sean is moving up. I think he's still in lane one, moving up to lane two here. In the last 50 meters, last 100 meters of any 800 runner knows the last thing you want to do is run any more distance than you have to here. Like yeah, you just don't want to do any extra work than you have to because everyone is basically in the well at this point. It's more just what little left do you have? Like any last kick or anything, you just got to throw it at the wall and pray that it sticks. So again, I don't notice Ben on my outside here, so I move out to two so I can push up past Sean and at least trying it close to John. And the thing here is again, I didn't notice Ben, which I'm just going to keep repeating because you're going to see it later. Um, Obviously, I'm going to let it play, but because I move out to two, he has to move out to three. I basically bump him out to lane three, outside lane two, inside of lane three, whatever. He has to run a little extra just to get around me now on this turn because I move out. And because he moves out on the turn, extra distance he has to run, that's more energy he has to use. And at this point, I don't think he had much left. But yeah, again, I don't notice Ben, so my goal just move up to two because my thing is if Sean moves out to two, I will now have to move out to three. So I'm preemptively moving out to two, so if I can cover this gap before he moves out to two, I have a better position to get first. Because if he moves out to two, if I wait any longer, Ben's gonna come around me. I will have to swing out to three, lane four to pass two people, and that's just not happening. It happened, I don't have the recording of it, but it happened my freshman year in indoor. I was pushed out to lane three, lane four on like the last 100, and I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't catching anybody. So, yeah, I'm preemptively move out to two to try and close any gap so that if Sean does make a move here, I'm at least close enough where I can somehow just try and body or block him off from trying to pass. Long-winded, but you kind of see here. So again, I move out to two. Ben is, even though he's a step or two behind me, pushing him out that little extra distance is going to have a big impact here. And at this point in the race, I'm just telling myself, pull the knees up and just pump the arms and go. Because at this point, it's whatever you got left, like I said before. So I'm out in two. I think Sean is still in one here. So either he's in one or in two, but I managed to get a clean push off the turn. So I have basically I think a perfect straightaway to try and close any gap here. Yeah, and you can kind of see that little bit. I had that little last surge to try and close this. Um, yeah, and you can see I'm gonna talk about this a little more once obviously the video finishes. But I think around this point, or it's like right here, my eyes are closed. I distinctly remember not even having my eyes open for this. It's just my eyes are closed, heading towards that line, just like please let me get any closer, and I can squeeze this out. And obviously I do because comeback, obviously. But my eyes are closed. Just think about maintaining form and just pushing out anything I had left here. Obviously, I killed him with the lean. Um, at this point, I'm just like, did I get it? Did I get it? I run off. I'm just kind of waiting out here in the. I don't even know what that's called, but I'm just waiting out. I'm just staring at the screen, and I'm just praying, praying that I managed to do basically the impossible here. That I managed to squeeze it out, and I will never forget this moment. It will be ingrained in my brain, my memory forever. I pass, I get the dub, the crowd erupts into cheers. My coach runs over, he hugs me. My teammates are coming over, they're dapping me up, they're hyping me up. I am shocked. I'll just let this play. I'll get into it. So first off, zero point zero 0.01, that is such a like a 1/100th of a second is so like I don't even know how to describe how tiny that is. Like that's so insignificant. It basically came down to that lane. Let me slow this down. Like right here. If I have a picture, I'll try and pull it up. Just so you can see it's a little easier. But it's basically your top, I think it's the top part of your chest has to cross first. So that little lean basically gave that to me. Um, but yeah, and we'll go into 28.5, 29.2. So I think my splits were basically I was clicking off 28s the whole time. So fairly consistent despite me running in like lane two the whole time. Um, but yeah, Elliot just short. He died a little bit. That was probably a slow split, which makes sense. But just things to come away with. I think the biggest factor that gave me the edge here was just patience and because I'll say biggest thing is experience, and that experience gave me the patience not to panic in the early stages of this race. I'm a sophomore in this. I have done the eight so many times, and I guess at such not like fast enough and at a high enough level of competition where I basically know how not how it should play out, and the patience not to panic in the early stages when I'm stuck. When I'm stuck here 400, 600, just being patient and waiting for a gap to open because a gap will open. And when that does happen, I make my move and not waste it. Because as soon as that happens, you have one strong move in the 800. Maybe two if you're lucky. You have one strong one. You can't waste it. So you can decide wherever that is for you. For me, I don't even know. Might have been just going into that last lap. I'll obviously say pushing off that turn is probably the last, the turning point, um, or my strongest move because again, that pole positioning helped me even get within close enough range to even make it close. And then I'll say experience in the sense that knowing that last 100, that last 50 meters in this case, focusing on your form is the most important thing you can do. Because when the lactic hits and stuff starts shutting down, you have to focus on staying smooth despite the pain and despite the hurt, staying smooth and keeping focus on your form, pulling the knees up, pushing the arm, pushing with the arms, no matter how hard it hurts, just being able to do that time in, time out, eventually just puts you in that mindset where no matter where you're at, you're in this position, it's going to happen no matter what. And that played in my favor. And I will say, I'll kind of play a little, play it again. But you'll see that John here, this last little bit, his form starts to fade, which is probably the biggest thing for him, which I think gave it away. You can kind of see he's straining a little bit, and his arms, he's got, all right, yeah, right here, he's kind of swimming. Like his arms are more like going at circles at his side instead of pushing up and down to propel him forward. Play it again. Right here. Um, yeah, I will say 8 times, 9 times out of 10 in any other scenario, John probably comes away with this pretty convincingly. I won't say he blew us out of the water, but it was definitely like half a second to a second gap on us. And yeah, 9 times, 8 times out of 10, he's winning this. Unfortunately for him, this is just one of those times, the one timeline where it didn't happen. And thankfully, we're living in that one. So, at least for me, I don't know. He was pretty salty about it on the podium. I would be too if I was him, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. Still a great guy. He's only a freshman, so this is even getting to this point. That's super impressive. He's a 4.8 guy, so you can kind of see him up front the whole time if you want to rewatch it on your own time. It's on my channel, but he kind of stays in the front and will push and pushes it when he sees he has a clear gap, and he's really smart with that. So that's probably his biggest strength. But again, my experience gave me just the I don't know, like the muscle memory to just focus on form. And that's what gave me the gave me success here today. Let me say that much. So yeah, this is probably gonna be a long one. If you stay through the whole time, thanks for sticking by. Hopefully you learned some things about positioning and just guess how this race went in my mind. I'm probably gonna do more stuff like this because this is super fun. I just love yapping, love talking about races and running. So yeah, so I'll probably do more stuff like this in the future. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.